Hello everyone, and welcome to my Hardcore Warlock guide. In this guide, I'll talk about the different talent trees that I use at low and max level, some useful tips and tricks, the professions, but also race I prefer to choose, macros, and a lot of other stuff. So what is it that makes the Warlock so strong and such a powerful leveler? Well, there's many different things, and also tips and tricks you can do to improve your leveling. So as a low level Warlock, you will unlock Fear. When the target is feared, then you can apply different dots, drain their life, or even cast Shadow Bolts. In most cases, it will not even break the fear right away, and if so, well, then you can always just reapply a new fear. So as you can see right here, killing an elite is going to be super easy. This target is just chain feared, and even though I do a lot of damage, then it doesn't really break the effect. But this is also the main reason why many Warlocks doesn't make it to 60, because they start to feel immortal and all of a sudden they overextend and yeah, they end up dying. So my best advice is just to chill level and enjoy the journey. You might have tried this before, you need to kill one specific enemy, but it's also stacked together with many others. If you pull this specific enemy with a single target spell, then these will also be linked together. So now you will no longer just be able to kite away and kill that specific enemy, because every time you attack it, it will also reset the evade time for the other enemies. But don't worry, there's an easy way to fix this. The moment you unlock an AoE ability, then you can channel this and hit all the enemies at the same time. When you do this, then they're no longer linked together, so you can kite away, apply some dots to the target you need to kill, and after 10 to 15 seconds, the other enemies will now start to evade, allowing you to kill the target that you're supposed to kill and complete your quest. And another thing you can do with your Rain of Fire is to scout for any invisible monsters, so you don't run into these and accidentally pull too many. Another thing I've also seen that causes many Warlocks to die is because they fear a target and then this target run into more enemies and pull these. This can easily be fixed with different curses. If you apply Curse of Recklessness, then the target will still have the fear effect, but it will no longer be fleeing. In fact, it will start running towards you and even be able to attack you with its melee abilities. But look what happens the moment I swap to another curse. Now the target will instantly be feared, because the fear effect is still on the target. So this way you can easily control the feared target as a Warlock. You just swap between Curse of Recklessness and another curse. As a Warlock, you have many different abilities, for example damage over time effects. But instead of having every single of these at your action bar, then you can just make one macro and press one click to apply all the dots. So how this works is that you make a new macro with /cast sequence. Next up, you add in the spells that you would like to cast. For example, all the different damage over time effects. What I would also highly recommend you to do is to remove the spell rank. This way, whenever you get a new rank, the macro will continue to work. So pay attention to my action bar. There's only going to be one spell right now, but the moment I cast this, it will also swap to the next spell that I add into the macro. This allows me to dot up a target just by pressing one keybind. I would still recommend you to have all the abilities on your action bar, but when you just need to speed level or add dots to many targets, then having a macro like this is super useful. Talking about macros, then having a mouse over macro is also amazing. For example, for fearing targets. So I can have a main target, and now I just mouse over another target, and then I spam the keybind. This allows me to fear another target even without swapping, so I can continue to DPS my main target. This can be seen right here, where my main target is the Axe Thrower, but I mouse over the Mystic, and I can fear this even without swapping target. As a Warlock, it's also so important that you know how to control your pet. This can easily be done with macros as well. What you need to type in is /petattack, and in the next line you add in the ability you would like to use, for example your own spell, Shadow Bolt. So when I use this macro, I'll start to cast my Shadow Bolt, and the pet will also attack the same enemy. This is for sure a useful thing to do, but one thing I believe is even better is to make sure you also keybind your pet passive ability. So if your pet is attacking a nearby enemy and some other creatures is about to get close to your pet, well, then you can always send your pet back to your position, allowing you not to pull these enemies and probably also survive. In a moment, I'll talk about the different talent trees that I use, but first off, there's one more thing I would like to share with you. I find it so useful to level up first aid. This allows you to, for example, have aggro with your pet and heal yourself, or fear a target and use your first aid to heal yourself at the same time. Then you can use your life tab to convert the health into mana and kill the target. So what is the easiest and safest way to level up a Warlock? It is definitely to play Affliction. This is where you fear the target, apply dots, drain its life, and you reapply a new fear. This allows the Warlock to easily solo many different elite quests because the target will constantly be feared. And with this talent build, you will also benefit from your drain soul. Just make sure always to do this when you kill the target, so you increase your mana regeneration by 100% for 10 seconds. So when you reach level 40, you can spend more points into the Affliction tree or maybe Demonology. What I usually go with is a build like this all the way up to 60, and the talent choice in each order will be shown right here. However, the most important thing is just to make sure you spend the first 30 points into Affliction, and then you can just play around with whatever talents you would like to choose. Another decent option is to play as Demonology. This is where you will mainly focus on doing a lot of damage with your pet and just casting Shadow Balls and other abilities as the pet is tanking. I usually spend my first 5 points into the Affliction tree to get instant corruption, but if you plan just to play as Demonology, well, then you will also be able to spend your first 5 points into Demonic Embrace. So with the talents covered, what is the best profession to choose as a Warlock? The benefit of playing a Warlock is that your level 40 mount will be free, or well, you just need to do a small quest chain and then you will get your mount. Therefore, the Warlock also has the opportunity to spend more gold leveling up professions, for example purchasing different materials on the auction house. If I was going to level a Warlock myself, then I would level up tailoring and enchanting at the same time. This would allow me to craft different cloth items that would benefit my leveling. I could also disenchant these items and use the materials to enchant my own gear. And I would also be able to craft amazing wands that I could use. The reason why I'm not choosing engineering is because I feel like the Warlock already have so many different ways to get away without dying. And alchemy, yeah, well, I can just purchase the potions on the auction house. But this is of course only on the official classic hardcore servers. So tailoring and enchanting is definitely the right choice for me, also because I will benefit from these professions when I reach level 60. Next up is the best race to play as each faction. As a Horde player, you can play as Undead or Orc. Orc will get 5% more damage with their pet and also get Hardiness. Hardiness is mainly for PvP, so it will not have much usage. As an Undead, you get Will of Forsaken. It will not really help you when you level up, but when you start doing different high level dungeons or raids, then it can be useful. Cannibalism is amazing as it allows you to regen a lot of health, even in combat. So you could fear one target and start eating another one. And underwater breathing, well, it's just nice if you need to do a quest in the water or if you accidentally disconnect under the water. This will give you more time to reconnect so you don't die. So if I had to choose a race as a Horde player, then it would definitely be Undead, as I believe it will benefit my leveling a lot more compared to playing an Orc. As an Alliance player, there's 2 options, either playing Gnome or Human. As a Human, you get 5% increased Spirit and Perception. These 2 won't really benefit your leveling or be useful at level 60. But as a Gnome, your Intelligence is increased by 5% and you also get Escape Artist. These 2 will definitely benefit you when you level up and also still be useful at max level. So definitely choose Gnome if you plan to min-max your character. So if you learned something new in the video, then make sure to also give it a like so it gets recommended to even more people out there. If you would like to see more WoW Classic Hardcore guides, then make sure to also check out the channel, and in the description there's a link to an amazing leveling add-on and also my official Classic Hardcore gold making guide. As always, thanks you so much for watching and have an amazing day. Peace!